Alright, we're back. A brief pause there between video segments. So the long open capo pattern stack gives us relief from these notes heading off to the left there. They're heading off to the left. Alright? These guys are going off to the left like that. And if the fret nut or capo or whatever it is here, guess what? We can't get that 7. Alright? We can't get that 7. So that's why we have to use another approach. And so what I had originally done was I had to find that I could get that note that was back here by going one note further on the string underneath. But it was hard to remember which one was which one. Now I have a pattern, and the pattern works. Just remember the pattern. Now, what the pattern that helps us with the E, the A, and the D, as I'll show you. The E shape here. You can't get those 3 notes if you're playing the open E. And with A, you can't get these 2 guys. Same 2 from before, minus the 1 from E, which would have been the what? The A sharp. Let's see the difference between A. Probably the D sharp. So, and same thing with D, has 2 sharps. You can't get the C sharp. Okay, so starting here with the D shape. Can't get the F sharp. Okay, that's the F sharp. Can't get the F sharp. Now even with G, playing a G, you can't get the 7th or the F sharp when you're down here on the neck. If I put the capo on, where's my capo? Here. Trusting capo. Put the capo on and play a D shape. Get the right inversion, it'll sound like it. Just depends probably with G where my finger hits, because G has almost all of the okay, same thing with C. Alright, but believe it or not, when we play the G diatonic, we cannot get the 7th with this pattern. Now the E is the 6th of G. So we start on the 6 here with the short pattern. We go 6, 7, root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess what? We can't get this F sharp below the capo there. So even with G, there's a sunken note we can't get. So what do we got to do? We got to figure out, and we're going to get the note, the sunken note from the next from the string below it. Okay. So in G, the 6 would start here. Now at this point, it appears like it's going straight up. Let's see what happens. Okay, the E is the 6th of G, in the key of G. Okay, it'd be 6 root 2, 3. 6 root 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's the 7th. The 7th of that G is going to be way over. All right, so here's the 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. Now we go into the long pattern. 5, 6, 7. There's F sharp. Okay, so you can see how the long pattern helps us get those sunken notes that we can't get on the barred. And remember, it's called barred because it's like finger barred, and you can just lift that finger and get those lower notes on these strings using these easy patterns, okay, of S3L and S2L stacked on top of one another, one after the other, after the other, after the other, exactly stacked underneath. So there's perfect fourths. 6 goes to 2, 7 goes to 3, R goes to 4. All right, we're back. I had to take a brief pause there. My wife was closing up our chickens and what's going on out there. All is well. So where did this come from? Where did 5, 6, 7, R, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 come from? Does anybody out there really want to know? It comes from taking this guy right here, this one, putting this on top of it, okay, and then taking this one and putting it over to the side here, and then putting that on top of that. So you got essentially 4 of these, 2 S2Ls and 2 S3Ss, and in the middle we got 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, root 2, 3. That's where that came from. So I decided to give it its own name, and it's called the stack of 3 extra long. You play that, and it's like a Mixolydian dominant scale, but it's also like an Aeolian scale. If you start from the 6th, you're into that scale. Now, I don't do this that often. I don't recommend starting from the middle of a pattern without playing the other one first and somehow accenting the 6th. So it could go like. That's the pattern. That's it. It's completely sequential. It's like a major scale, okay? Remember, a major scale is 3 whole steps, pretty much. It's 2 whole steps for this. 3 whole notes, a half. 3 whole notes, a half. Okay? And the root one is a little bit different, like that. So, goes back into 3 more, like that. Root 2, 3. So that's it, and there's half steps in between here. Remember, if you go down far enough on the next string, it'll be the same note. So 7 is the note that's here, right? Is that not correct? 7 is the note that's there. We can fix that. We can put that there. So we'll just make a little thing there. This is earphone view. I love working with this little program here. At first I thought it was quite inappropriate. See, that's I put it in the wrong place. I put it in the wrong place. Sorry about that. Let's put it in the place where it's supposed to go. You know that if something looks wrong, it probably is. It probably is. There. So it's kind of a little smaller, but that's where the 7 is. If you go over that far, you got the same note. So from here to here is a half step up from that. That's a half step interval. So the stack of 3 extra long is just 3 whole notes. But notice 3 whole notes